All right, guys, back today with a very interesting optics option that has truly replaced the 3 to 9, in my opinion, the MPVO or mid-power variable optic, essentially a 2 to 10, extending your range and capabilities of a standard 3 to 9 and giving you a little bit better field of view with the same general principles and at a very affordable price. What we are looking at is the Monstrum Tactical Ladon 2 to 10, and this one is feature rich but still at a sub $100 price point. In fact, at the time of launch, and specifically for my viewers, these guys did a massive 30% discount, dropping the price from $100 to $69.99, making it a great jack of all trades flat top optic with an offset mount, flip up lens covers in the box, all for $70, ready to rock and roll for distances out to 500 and 600 yards or up close for different types of hunting applications in a deer stand or something like that, all being about 70. Now, this is not going to be the best optic you've ever put on a rifle. For me, this is going to be a great starter optic or an optic that you throw on top of something that you don't want to spend a ton of money on. Maybe a ranch rifle or a secondary rifle or even that third rifle that kind of sits in the corner, but you want a little bit of magnification to take it hunting. This is going to be great for that. Now, before we get into the full review, I want to give a huge shout out to AAC for sponsoring the ammo to help make this video. Without their support, it'd be really difficult to continue to produce reviews like this. They've been sending over a ton of 5.56, and right now we're at about 6,000 or 7,000 rounds through without any issues whatsoever, using their standard 5.56 55 grain and 62 grain. So a huge shout out to these guys. But back into the video. Now, let's start off by talking about a little bit of the philosophy of use and why you would want something like this. For a while, I have not reviewed a 3 to 9 scope on the channel. Simply put, they seem a little bit outdated because there are so many other options like 3 to 18s or 1 to 10s on the market. But with the 3 to 18s and 1 to 10s and a little bit more advanced scopes like that, you're going to spend a lot more money. But some people just want a good, solid option for under $100 that they're going to take out once or twice a year for hunting applications or just to plink at the range. And this one is going to do so much more than that because it's a good quality, and Monstrum has been in the game for a while. Now, this one sits on a 1-inch tube with the included offset mount, which lines it up perfectly on top of a flat top, but you can run any 1-inch scope rings on here, and a lot of those have become incredibly affordable if you wanted to swap out the mounts, but this mount did a really good job. The other cool thing about an MPVO, especially something like this 2 to 10 that you don't get with a 1 to 10 or a 1 to 6, besides that obvious price point, is the fact that you actually get parallax adjustment on this. And a lot of the 3 to 9s that I've reviewed, even twice the price of this, never included parallax adjustments. And parallax adjustments on this guy is great because it goes all the way down to 10 yards, which would make this perfect for those rimfire applications up close if you're doing some precision shootings, all the way out to 200, then infinity. A lot of guys like to know what's the last yardage on here. So 200, then to infinity, and it works out really well with that parallax adjustment. You don't get that on a lot of the 3 to 9s, and you definitely don't get that on a lot of the 1 to 6s, 1 to 8s, or 1 to 10s. So having that parallax adjustment is really nice. Now, this one also has captain protected turrets, kind of a set it and forget it. And there's 3 different reticle selections that are going to be available for this particular one, and there are 2 that I highly recommend. For me, I absolutely love the CM8 and the CM9, but I'm more preferential to the CM8. Now, both of them have the chevron tips, and they're going to work out great down at the range depending on what you want. And you can dig through those images and really figure out what you want. And then the BDC is also nice. If you're looking for a specific BDC for 5.56, they've got that available as well. So really, 3 good reticle choices on this. Again, you never got those reticle selections on a lot of those previous 3 to 9s that you would see popping up 5, 6, even 7, 8 years ago. This one's also an illuminated reticle, and you do have the diopter adjustment on the back, so you can get that specifically set up for your eye. The zoom lever is really nice and smooth on this one, and it's a detachable zoom lever right here. Again, a lot of features that you wouldn't normally see on those traditional 3 to 9 like Buckmasters and scopes like that, but this one is going to work out great. With flat top ARs being almost everywhere and a wide variety of calibers, calibers being available, like 300 blackout, 7.62 by 39, 6.5 Grendel, 223, 5.56. Having something like this on top of one of those would make it great for different hunting applications, for varmint hunting, even just target practice, range plinking, or deer hunting. This is kind of my new go-to 3 to 9 option, but a 2 to 10. Now, the glass clarity on this is pretty good. You're not going to get the best light transmission in the world because it is a 1-inch tube. You get much better light transition with larger scopes, but this is not going to be shooting to kind of knock out that 3 to 18 long range scope that you have. Again, this is more for those 300 yard in to 50 yard in engagements. And I really like that about this optic. It's not trying to be everything. It's trying to be a good, solid 50 to 300 yard optic at a really great price of $70 with a great reticle, illuminated reticle, and parallax adjustment, all built in without completely breaking the bank. If you're interested in some more premium optics, Monstrum has just released a ton of new ones that I've reviewed on the channel, like 5 to 25s, 3 to 18s, even a 5 to 30 if you're looking for something to stretch it out. That's not what this is designed to do. Again, really taking the place of all the 3 to 9s out there, giving you a better field of view at the 2 power and giving you a little bit more of range at the 10 power with a ton of understanding in that reticle. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you would consider an MPVO, or if you're just going for straight long range, or an LPVO like we've been traditionally reviewing on the channel. Thanks to Monstrum for sending this out and dropping the price for you guys. I would grab it if you were interested before the price goes up. It should last about a week or two before it goes to 100. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.